Jen Rist and Mundar's father frequently argued, and tonight's meal was no different. They would argue until both fell silent, each refusing to give a single inch of ground. After dinner, the men quarreled long into the night, reading from the Nuka Royal base manual and planning for the year. Mundar retired to the old shack in the courtyard, where he slept each spring while visiting. A kerosene lamp and butane lighters sat on a nightstand. Mundar stood before the full-length mirror hung from the door. Later that night, he awoke facing the mirror and began sleep-talking with himself. "Who are you?" he asked his reflection. The reflection laughed nervously, then suddenly turned fearful, pointing frantically out the window. Mundar woke up just as a lightning bolt struck the tree in the middle of the yard. In the illumination were 15 advancing men. He grabbed his crook and charged out of the shack, running the blade against the metal railings of the fence and shouting for his father and Jen Rist. Running towards the ranch house, he was knocked unconscious from behind. It was over. When he came to, it was morning. Several men from town were gathered around the dead bodies of Jen Rist and Mundar's father. The emuary that had pulled the buggy now wandered around loose, pecking whistle pigs from their burrows and swallowing them whole. With the Rist family dead, legal ownership of the farm fell to the regional authorities. Legal rights to the position of shepherd fell to Mundar, should he be skilled enough to protect himself and the herds from the jackals. The gathering men stared at Mundar, restlessness and fear in their eyes as they began to dig 2 graves. Mundar knew no questions would be asked concerning their deaths. He knew the only way of ever learning the truth was to survive and prosper as shepherd of Rist Ranch. Both of his teachers lay dead, freshly turned high desert soil covering their faces. He only had one piece of information to dwell upon. They had been fighting about the moon ladder again.